नमस्कार सभी को. Our today's topic is polynomial. We will discuss the basic concept of polynomial. A polynomial in variable x and of degree n. What do you mean by this? It is nothing but an algebraic expression of the form px is equals to an x raised to the power n, an minus 1 x raised to the power n minus 1 to a1 x raised to the power 1 a naught x raised to the power naught, where an x raised to the power n, an minus 1 x raised to the power n minus 1, a1 x raised to the power 1 and a naught x raised to the power 0 are said to be terms of the polynomial. And an minus 1, a1, a naught are the real coefficients of the polynomial. That means they all are real numbers. And third fact is an should not be equal to 0. That is, the coefficient of x raised to the power n should not be equal to 0. Why? If an equals to 0, then the term an x raised to the power n is equal to 0 dot x raised to the power n equals to 0. That means this term will vanish and we are left with this expression only. So a polynomial of degree n will get reduced to a polynomial of degree n minus 1, since the highest exponent term will be, in that case, an minus 1 x raised to the power n minus 1. So a polynomial of degree n will get reduced to polynomial of degree n minus 1. So an should not be equal to 0. This is very important fact. And the second most important fact is that the degree, that the power of the variable x must be whole number. In some books it has been written non-negative integer. So when we say non-negative integer, we mean to say whole number. So the n, which is the power of the exponents, it must belongs to whole number. So this is the most important thing for an algebraic expression to be polynomial, is that the power of the variable x must be whole number. So very important characteristics of the polynomial. And next, what is standard form of a polynomial? When I mean to say standard form of polynomial, I mean to say writing an algebraic expression, writing a polynomial in the, writing the terms of the polynomial in the decreasing order of their exponents. For example, I have the term 7 plus 3x minus x cube plus x square. So here you can see the power of 7. here the variable is x and its power is 0. In that term the power of x is 1. In that term the power of x is 3, and that term the exponent of the x is 2. So that is not in standard form. So what will we do? We will rearrange these terms in the decreasing order of their exponents. So first will come minus x cube, then plus x square, then 3x where the power of x is 1, and at last 7 where the power of x is 0. So this is the standard form of the polynomial. So here we have already written this expression in standard form of the polynomial. So you must know what actually is the standard form of polynomial. Is nothing but writing the terms of the polynomial in the decreasing order of their exponents. Next, when a polynomial is written in standard form of the polynomial, then there exists a leading term. So here minus x cube is the leading term, and in the above expression px, an x raised to the power n is the leading term. Next we have leading coefficient. Leading coefficient is the coefficient of the leading term. So here the leading term is minus x cube in that case. So its coefficient is actually minus 1 into x cube, that is minus 1. So leading coefficient is actually the coefficient of the leading term. And here in that expression the coefficient of the leading term is a raised to an. So this is the leading coefficient here. Next, what is degree? Degree of polynomial is nothing but it is the power of highest exponent term in the polynomial. For example, in that case the highest exponent term is minus x cube, so its power is 3, so 3 is the degree in that polynomial, and in that case the highest exponent term is an x raised to the power n, so the exponent is n, so n is the degree of this polynomial. Or you can say the degree of the leading term, or the power of leading term is actually the degree. Power of leading term is actually the degree of a polynomial. Now we will discuss few polynomials. We will discuss few algebraic expressions and try to find out whether they are polynomial or not. For example, 1 minus root 5x. This is not polynomial because in that case this term can be written as root 5 dot root x. So here the power of x is actually 1 by 2, and what we have discussed that the power of the variable must be a whole number. Since it is not whole number, so this is not polynomial. Next, 6 root x plus x raised to the power 3 by 2 upon root x. Here sometimes students get confused whether it is a polynomial or not. They simply check the power of this x as 1 by 2 or the power of this x as 3 by 2, which is not a whole number, so they consider it as a not polynomial, but actually it is a polynomial. So we need to first simplify. So if we take root x common, then 6 and here remain x. Root x and root x cancel, so we get 6 plus x, and the power of x here is 1. So this is polynomial. So x raised to the power 3 by 2, you can write x raised to the power 3 by 2 as x 1 and half, that is x dot root x. So that's how we have taken this root x common. Next, 1 upon 2x. So this is not polynomial because this is half, and x can be written as 1 upon x can be written as x raised to the power minus 1. Here the power of x is a non-negative, is a negative integer, but it should be non-negative, so this is not a polynomial. You can take one more example, 3x raised to the power 9 by 3. Now 3x raised to the power 9 by 3 means students may get confused by taking it as a fraction, but actually this is not a fraction. This is 9 by 3 divided by 9 by 3 is actually 3. So the power of x is a whole number. So this is polynomial. So we have discussed these cases. First, second, third. This one is fourth. And we may take root 2. Root 2, what root 2 is? Students, sometimes they take the power of 2 as a non-negative integer and they consider it as not a polynomial, but actually we need to check the power of the variable, and here there is no variable. That means the power of the variable is 0. So this is a polynomial of degree 0, which is what we call a constant polynomial. So this is a constant polynomial. So this is what the basic, which is very important for class 9 as well as class 10th. Very soon we will share the video of classification of polynomials.